Hi, Tantric travelers. Happy new moon in Aries. We made it. I think we made it. It feels like we made it. And I hope everyone is doing very, very well. I hope you are starting to feel better. I noticed that the energy when I went across the bridge where I live into the very urban city. I live on the other side of a river from a large city, and the past couple times that I've had to go there, the energy was really messy and, kind of took a chunk out of you, kind of kicked you in the stomach a little bit. And it was a relief to get home again. And today, when I went, things were much calmer and much more peaceful. And I feel that the tide has turned as far as the consciousness of most people who are living with the situation that we're all living in, or many of us are, which is, a limitation on our interaction with the material world. And the results of that, which can be very beneficial and positive, and can also allow and give space for a lot of very challenging and sometimes disturbing energies to arise in our minds, our consciousness, our emotional bodies, our relationships with others, with ourselves, with the world. We all know what's going on. We're all experiencing the same thing, which I think is really amazing and beautiful. But we've made it through the transformation of the moon in Pisces the last month, the sun in Pisces, and the lunar cycle of Pisces, and we have hit the new moon in Aries. So we've gone from water and mist and unpredictability and, very, very foggy sort of energies to fire and light. And whereas Pisces, the lunar cycle of Pisces, which is the last of the zodiacal wheel, is about the true transformation of death every single year, but this year in particular, the death of a lot of ways that we've been seeing things, and even literal death for many human beings in a way that was not expected. Death of some values that we've held and some things that we've held on to, which we have, felt like were in our control, have really revealed themselves as being out of our control. And those of us who have been ill, I hope everyone is feeling as well as I am. It's been a bit of a haul coming back from this experience, and that I think was largely in part to feeling the collective energy of everyone, whether people were physically ill or not. Just the sort of the electromagnetic energy of people's anxiety and fear has been felt by all. And today when I went into the city to do some errands and buy some groceries, it's been a little over a week since I've done that. The last time I went, it almost damaged me. I felt like I was kind of kicked in the guts and had the wind knocked out of my sails, physically, emotionally, energetically. And today it felt much, much better. So I'm really happy about that. The sun is out. The snow is melting. The copal is burning on a giant piece of some kind of a meteor. And I'm really happy to share with my dear subscribers and viewers and friends and anyone who's checking in here on Tantric Traveler a little bit of an energetic update and a little bit of an energetic let's dip our toes in and see what's coming this lunar cycle of Aries, which began early this morning. So I also have a brand new tarot deck, which I don't buy or receive tarot decks very often, but this one really touched my heart when I saw the artwork on it. It's very feminine, powerful. It's kind of an Art Nouveau. I think it's called the Tarot Mucha. I thought it was Mucha originally, like plenty, but I think it's someone's name. I think it's an artist's name. But guys, let's do this quick and fiery. We're already burning some stuff, so let's burn it up. That's what Aries is all about. So whereas the lunar cycle of Pisces, the last of the year, is really the death process, the process of sometimes crucifixion, sometimes, pain, sometimes suffering, sometimes paranoia, sometimes, like social distancing is one thing, but treating others and being treated like a pariah is something altogether, a different experience. So let's be thankful that, it doesn't happen all that often, hopefully. And let's be thankful that Aries is the sign of not the child, but the baby of the zodiac. It's the first house of the Western zodiacal wheel, and so Aries energy is the energy of a child who wants to be born. So it's not the mother doing the labor, pushing the child out. It's not the consciousness of the mother, it's the consciousness of the baby who wants to come into this world with passion, with joy, with tears, screaming, kicking, hopefully, red-faced, maybe. I know there's many ways that we come in. But if you have your sun in Aries, your moon in Aries, an Aries rising, Mars in Aries, just check out your own astrological chart and see where Aries is kind of hitting you, because it's a great energy. It's quick, it's passionate, it's amazing for resurrections of relationships, projects. It's amazing for birth and rebirth of your energy, your health, your love, your romance, your hope, your belief. It's like a newborn baby. Aries is a newborn baby. So let's take advantage of this energy, guys. We have it, and if we have energy to spare, we can use it to help ourselves and almost unconsciously or with very little effort inspire others, just the way a newborn baby does, So yeah, I've got 3 cards here. Let's see what they are. Wow, guys. Ooh, lots of fire. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we have the 5 of Wands. So Wands is the suit of fire. And you can see here, there is a lot of crisscrossing energy. There are a lot of interests and a lot of energies calling for our mental, physical, and emotional attention and spiritual attention. There's a lot of theories, there's a lot of information flowing back and forth, in and out, up and down, and this is what's happening. And we're feeling this crisscrossing of energy. We're also seeing a lot more sunlight. There are a lot of branches sprouting, buds, and a lot of new things beginning to grow. So it's very fiery, very passionate, and this is saying, okay, a lot of things are asking for your attention right now. And, some of them are kind of, you can see the guy in the position on top. As usual, the person on top is like, it's me, look at me. It's, what I want matters most. But there are other interests occurring too. So if you can take a moment and be aware that this is happening, it might allow you a position of a little bit more detachment from, just getting caught up in the energy, passion, communication of many different interests at once, and taking a moment to decide where you're at and what it is that you want to pay attention to. Because we all know that what we pay attention to is what we manifest. And this is one of the huge lessons of this time for me, is that if I'm paying attention to chaos, things start to become really chaotic. And if I'm paying attention to peace and I'm paying attention to healing, then things become very peaceful and begin to heal really, really quickly. It was uncanny, the lessons of manifestation which have occurred for me in the last couple of weeks. And I was really sick for the beginning of Pisces. I kind of bounced back in the middle, and then the whole media circus and the collective energy bouncing around just like this 5 of Wands really took it out of me again, as I said earlier. So speaking from my own experience, I'm happy to kind of be in a position right now, and this card came out in the reverse, so it's the Magician reversed, or in the healing position, and I think that's really positive. I always read reversals as healing, and the Magician, which is number 1, just as Aries is number 1 in the houses of the zodiac, is the beginning of manifestation. So in a way, the magician is the world into which the child is born. Or it could be the child whose impetus births him or herself, and what form they take and create and take over and, pull in and manifest over and over as we grow, mature, age, and descend again back into the death of the other side of the zodiac. But, right now we're in an upswing, guys, and this version of the magician is so beautiful. In my animal tarot deck, the magician is the fox, that beautiful red-coated creature who is so sensitive to the electromagnetic energy of this planet, and who appeared to myself and a lovely young magician in my family, my niece, and proved to us again that it is the natural matrix of this planet and the energies which she circulates through her body, of which we are a part if we want to be, which create the magic of life and create the magic of this world. So it was a beautiful reminder for me to see the fox through the eyes of my niece. Fox appeared to her at the cottage in the midst of an unexpected vacation from, I think, grade 8, maybe grade 9. But she was very happy, and it was cool because I had taken some food down to a forest by the river near where I live that day, that very morning, and put it down for a fox. So when my niece sent me a picture of the fox who appeared in her reality about 800 kilometers away from where I am, it really touched my heart and my mind and was confirmation of, the hope that natural magic and our communication with the plants, animals, and minerals and energies of our planetary parent, how powerful they really are, and how much our consciousness is being invited to interact with them. So right now with the magician in the healing position, we're really seeing the crown chakra and the root chakra doubly activated, or activated in synchronicity, so that what our imagination or our fantasy or our possibility, the realm of possibility of the higher planes, can conjure up, can also be manifested here in the material plane. And this is one of the big realizations that we're reawakening to now. So the fact that the magician is in healing position, I think, is amazing as we go into this Aries lunar cycle. And guess what, guys? The third card is the Six of Wands. So we've got so much flame and so much fire. And the Six of Wands is the card of victory. And you can see that this person riding a horse, kind of adorned, maybe a soldier or, a commander or a leader of some kind, has come back from some kind of battle. And on the end of his wand, you can see the laurel wreath of victory. And this is really fantastic and really beautiful and really heartening, and can offer us a lot of hope, because the Six of Wands, it's often misinterpreted as an energy of ego in the human experience. It really doesn't mean that at all. It actually means coming into balance within your spiritual energy, so that ego or will is balanced with compassion and concern for the highest good. That is what the number 6 means. And the Six of Wands, wands being, of the fire element, which is spirituality, light, change, light as in even the sun, the seasons, is a very active, very fertile, masculine energy. And when I see this, I really feel that the masculine aspect of our collective consciousness, as well as, masculine people, might be particularly affected with the yin period that we've just completed, with the Pisces lunar cycle and really be coming back with something incredibly positive. And this circular wreath of green at the end of, this long, fiery looking wand is definitely the union of the masculine and feminine qualities, which are present everywhere in reality, all over the universe. Gender, as much as people would like to dismiss it and say it doesn't matter, gender is actually a universal law and exists everywhere in the universe. What doesn't exist are the limiting beliefs, labels, and expectations that are attached to sex, which is completely different from gender. Gender is the masculine and feminine polarities in some places where polarity exists. Polarity does exist everywhere in the universe as well, but where it's really, being consciously and unconsciously manifested as it is on Earth, it can become a little more problematic. But not getting into that too deeply, 6 is definitely a number, 3 and 3, of balance between any kind of, polarized beliefs or perceptions that we have here on Earth. And I see this as kind of an expression of that. It's also just, there's a very joyful kind of, it looks like an early evening light. I don't know. It's just a happy scene. I like it. I really like it. It gives me a lot of hope that the whole Aries lunar cycle is presenting opportunities to get out of this sort of strife, struggle, mistrust, too much information, too much energy, zigzagging, chaotic energy, and get into, look, all the wands are upright here. Everybody is, channeling from the same place to the same place, which is from our higher consciousness down into materialization or manifestation here on Earth. So I think that's very positive. And let's just do one more quick one. It's going to be quick in and out, guys. It's Aries energy. Oh, we got 2, and I'm going to take this one. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Wands in reverse. So this is, this is also a healing position, and another Wands card, so there's more fire. So this is just saying, okay, 9 of Wands upright is kind of exhaustion and very guarded, putting up your fence, putting up your defenses against outside energy or external energies, and being tired after a long haul, a bit of a battle. And you can see there's some, she has her head wrapped. It could be a turban, but traditionally in tarot, it's kind of a bandage. And it kind of means, mentally you've taken some blows. And, like your head isn't where it was before, and you're healing. And really, guys, we have to remember that, tantric travelers. When huge mental shifts occur, it does take time for those to come into balance in our brain and in our mind, as well as the effects that, the mental state has upon our physical bodies and our lives, the energy of our lives. The fact that the 9 of Wands is in reverse, I think is, also saying, hey, we are healing already. Like disease and illness attract health and healing. And that's what's happening right now. So we can let our guard down a little bit, because guess what? If our guard is up against negative things, it can also be unconsciously up against positive things. And we want to draw in the light. We want to draw in the healing and the new energy of Aries. We also have the 9 of Cups, which I'm kind of surprised to see, but I'm feeling a little bit of 9 of Cups energy today, after a very, very quiet time and some very stressful situations which arose in all arenas and avenues of my own personal experience. I'm going to make some nice food and have a glass of wine, and I've already been listening to music and dancing a bit. I'm not going to go out looking for a party today, but if one shows up, that's okay. And that's beautiful, it's like, okay, let's actually take a look at what we just went through and what we're still going through, some of us, and congratulate ourselves for manifesting the health and renewal and resurrection which is coming our way. And, the other card that I selected, which was kind of peeking out from the deck, is the Knight of Pentacles. And you can see him. He's in this deck, he's actually turning around and giving us a backward glance, like saying, it took us a really long time to get to this point, and even though the past couple weeks have been a bit of a whirlwind, I'm still moving forward, and the changes in the world on a material level and in our lives, our health, our financial situations, our work situations, our beliefs about how we act and interact in this life, in this world, those things are in our hands now, and they can lead us into the future. And the Knight of Pentacles in this beautiful depiction is kind of giving us a glance backwards, saying, remember how far we've come, and remember that we're still moving forward. So I think that's really lovely, guys. I'm really happy to see these energies here, and there's so much orange and fire and light, and the power of the ram, which is the symbol of Aries, as many of you probably know. So feed the gods, burn some incense as we begin this new lunar cycle, and feed the gods with our gratitude. Let's feed the gods with our gratitude for being well, or being on the mend, or just being alive. And let's start to think about what else we can manifest besides massive collective illness and death. If we have the power to have a collective death wish, we also have the power to have a collective birth wish. And I am so thrilled to be on Earth right now with all of you tantric travelers, and I am coming out kicking and screaming, and I hope the world is ready for our next manifestations. And I wish all of you a peaceful, joyous, energized lunar cycle in Aries. I will see you again soon. Oh, by the way, guys, I would love to read your comments. If you enjoy anything about Tantric Traveler, or you have any input or feedback or suggestions, or you want to share any kind of information, I'm very open to hearing about that. And it's always good to know that there are other Tantra travelers out there. So yeah, hope you enjoy this channel. I enjoy sharing. It's a very blessed part of my life to be able to share my love of tarot and to just communicate about my spiritual experience here on Earth. So thank you very much for listening. Mucho amor. Ciao.